Just do the right thing. Shouldn't be so hard, should it? Most of us have a pretty good understanding of right from wrong and have since we were little kids. Yet the news is full of stories of corporate executives and government officials acting unethically, choosing to do the wrong thing, usually for personal gain. The text gave us many examples of wrongdoing, including CEO of WorldCom, Bernie Ebbers, who was convicted of orchestrating an $11 billion accounting fraud, which led WorldCom to file for bankruptcy and landed Ebbers in jail with a 25-year sentence. The case of Enron in 2001 is infamous. CEO Jeffrey Skilling and CFO Andrew Fastow, along with other executives of Enron, used accounting loopholes and special purpose entities and poor financial reporting to hide billions of dollars in debt from failed deals and projects. Enron filed for bankruptcy and executives were indicted. The list goes on, as we've seen for years. The governments joined in the effort to encourage ethical behavior. Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002 is one example. It adopted provisions to deter and punish corporate accounting fraud. Unethical behavior can be directed toward employees in the form of discrimination, harassment, health and safety, toward customers, invading privacy, providing false advertising, violating contracts, financiers, falsifying financial information, society, creating or allowing environmental hazards and exposing the public to risks. It can be triggered by characteristics of a person or because of a situation. There's a four-component model of ethical decision-making that looks at moral awareness, moral intensity, moral judgment, and moral intent. Moral awareness refers to whether a person or company is aware something may be unethical. Many of you have heard of Sardi's in New York, a very high-class restaurant. It's been referred to as the Toast of Broadway for 90 years. In the 1980s, I was a court clerk at the federal court, and the judge that I was assigned to had a case in which somebody who opened a Sardi's restaurant in Burbank. Sardi's of New York filed suit and wanted an injunction to have the guy stop using their name. Turned out the guy in Burbank's name was Sardi. He didn't know much about Sardi's New York and saw nothing wrong with using his name on his restaurant. So the judge did a road trip to check it out. Turned out that the restaurant wasn't anywhere near the level of Sardi's in New York. It was small enough the owner had his family working there. The judge ordered him to change the name right away, but declined to issue the injunction or award damages because it was clear the guy was unaware and he wasn't trying to do something to emulate the famous restaurant or capitalize on its name. Another aspect is moral intensity, the degree to which the issue has ethical urgency. Is it likely to lead to potential harm for people? Is there some social pressure surrounding it? Moral principles obviously serve as guides here. Moral judgment is another important aspect. This is the ability to determine whether a course of action is ethical. We hear this used in court all the time. Did the person really understand that what he or she did was wrong? There is such a thing as cognitive moral development, and as people mature, they do move through stages of moral development, but some people don't move through those stages. Finally, there's moral intent. Did the person know it was wrong but did it anyway? This is affected by moral identity, which is the degree that the person sees him or herself as a moral person. So if a person is morally aware, has sophisticated moral judgment, and has strong moral intent, regardless of moral intensity, this should lead to ethical behavior. I've mentioned government involvement. Well, companies need to act too, obviously. They need to establish a code of ethics, and more companies are doing that, and the companies who have had them for some time are actually strengthening them more now. Some of them actually have executives in charge of that are called ethics officers. They need to establish a hotline so that people can report ethical violations anonymously. People's ethical behavior can be influenced by the culture within a company, what coworkers are doing, the ethical, unethical behavior and values of those who are close to us, and as the text tells us, even the internet. Spending time at work surfing the net is called cyberloafing. Browsing internet sites when you should be working is basically what that consists of, and we see that going on all the time. In fact, some studies have shown that the average worker only actually works slightly more than 50% of the time. Think about that. And if you're the business owner, think about that. Also, visiting inappropriate sites at work happens all the time, and that can offend others and put the company at risk for somebody who's exhibiting harassment behavior. So what do we do as individuals? Well, obviously the first thing is we just do the right thing. We know what it is, so we do it. Most of us know how to behave appropriately and what steps should be taken in any situation. If we see or learn of wrongdoing, we need to report it. You could be saving your company from great loss or embarrassment. At my last firm, we learned of an employee who was trying to defraud a major client and us by issuing fake invoices to be paid into a bogus company that she and a relative had set up. We learned about it because another employee discovered it and reported it. The person had bilked the client out of more than $40,000 and was trying to get more than $100,000 between other clients and us. We fired and prosecuted the employee and her relative, and we reimbursed the client. The court has since convicted her and ordered restitution to the firm. It's just an example of further issues being stopped because someone did the right thing and reported the crime. So it really is up to us, all of us, to use our good moral judgment and to ensure we're doing the right thing, always.